We're in a 2011 Dodge Caravan. I'm going to show you how to take it apart to put a standalone remote starter in it, whether it be a Fortin or iDataLink. First, we're going to remove the side panel. We're going to start by pulling out on the weather stripping a little bit. Popping the side panel off the dash. Going to reveal a push clip. Right there, the black push clip. Going to remove the push clip. Now, there's two push clips underneath the dash. Let me see it. Turn it. Let me see the light, please. Okay. Go ahead. Push clip number one. Push clip number two. Push clips are removed. We're going to pull outward on the dash. I want to use a little bit of persuasion. Careful not to scar the plastic. Okay. We'll remove the diagnostic plug. There's two tabs on the side, just got to press them in. We're going to pop off the hood release. Basically slide it backwards, it'll come right off. Underneath there's a metal cover held on by T20 Torx screws. Appears to be 4 screws. Okay, now this is a cover plate with an airbag integrated into it. You're going to not want to pull on the cord. So we're going to set it straight up over in the corner while we're working. We're going to be careful of it. Not to knock it down and make it bungee jump on the cord. That'll ruin your airbag. Okay, basically we're all set. We're going for the back of the ignition switch. Okay, we're under the dash of the 2011 Caravan. Looking at the bottom of the steering column. We're looking for the back of the ignition switch. It's right behind the key receptor. Basically looking for this plug. We got a little bit of blockage here by this metal piece. So we're just going to pull the cord over a little out of there. And we have a clip on the top. We're going to depress the clip while we pull outward on the plug. Trying to do this one-handed. I'm definitely not going to get a cameraman in here. Perfect. Okay, we use a pick tool to depress the clip right here while we pulled out. The clip is located on the top. Okay, now we're going to plug in the Fortin T-harness, and have two ends. Have an end that the car can go in, the car harness will go into. And then we have the ignition switch side. I'm going to plug them both in. Make sure it locks in there. So now we have installed the T-harness. Okay, we have the Evo set up for parking lights. Soldered in a 1K resistor for this vehicle. There's different resistor values for different vehicles. On this Caravan, the parking light wire is probably easiest to get right at the switch. In this case, it's white with a green stripe. Squeeze the tap on it. It's the easiest way to make a connection. It'll make a good clean connection. It's only a parking light connection, so it's not pertinent to the vehicle's operation, so we don't have to solder and strip and all that stuff and make a mess under here. Just going to plug in the parking lights. Okay, everything's installed. We're ready to program. Okay, we're back in the 2011 Caravan. Have the harnesses plugged in, the T-harness and Fortin all plugged into the vehicle. Have the parking lights plugged in. Now what we should have when we first power up the Evo is the Evo sitting here with all three of the LEDs blinking. At this point we want to unplug every connector from the Evo before we can start programming. 4-pin power plug first, 20-pin, 2 plugs on the back side. So, program it. We're going to hold the program button, plug in the 4-pin. You're going to want to release on blue. Okay, just like that. It happens really fast. If we miss it the first time, if we stay down on the button, it should come back around. See, we don't want to release there on red. It came back around and we released it on blue the second time. So, we're going to plug in the 20-pin plug. Then we are going to plug in 2 plugs on the back side. Okay, I'm going to take the key to the vehicle. I'm going to put it in the ignition receptor. I'm going to turn the key to the on position until all the dash lights illuminate. We're not going to start it, we're just going to turn the ignition on. When we do that, the blue light's going to go out, and then it's going to come back on and flash rapidly. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm putting the key in, turning it to on. Blue light's flashing rapidly. We'll now shut the key off, remove it from the ignition. To complete the programming, we're going to push the lock button on the OEM fob. The Fortin is now programmed. To make the vehicle start, we're going to press the lock button 3 times. This is going to trigger the Evo to start the vehicle. This is what it's going to look like when the vehicle is running. Okay, we can also shut the vehicle down by pressing the lock button 3 times as well. Okay, if you're doing a standalone installation that's activated by the factory remotes, everything is complete at this point. We would want to secure the equipment up underneath the dash using the provided zip ties.